Hi guys, welcome to Nine Links. This is Alex, and we got a helper, little Elena here, to help me film this while I give over the instruction what to do today. And today is a big day for me on this White Champaca. What do you call it? Procedure for the White Champaca right now. So what we're gonna do is, you can see these lines. Elena, if you want to get closer, it's fine. You can see these lines I drew on here. That's how we're gonna cut the White Champaca. Now, Elena, if you want to go back real quick, I'm going to give them an overview real quick. Don't shake the camera too much, okay? All right, so main thing, couple issues with this one right now is that when I initially moved down to Texas, I was thinking about hopefully the weather down here is permit me to plant this in the ground. So I never really keep track of the height and just let it grow naturally. But due to the winter weather down here is too cold for this plant, it will kill this. It'll kill it. So decide to, if I'm going to keep it in the pot, I might as well just keep it in shape. So that means I have to reduce it to a certain range that I like to be, the size that I want to grow. So far I have made a lot of marks in here. After I cut this branch off, I want to keep it this tall, and all the leftovers I'm going to use it for propagation purpose. The cutting propagation for White Champaca, the successful rate, it's very low. However, since I have a greenhouse right now, so it should provide a little bit more chance of surviving. So we'll see. It's roughly about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about at least over 11 pieces of propagation material here. So we're going to do that. Also, another issue with this, as you can see, I already got this acetylene saw and regular hand saw ready. This thing cuts through really quick, make it painless. And also, if you notice, Elena, get closer real quick. Face the camera downward, see the pots? Okay, if you notice, this White Champaca, when I initially planted in my other pots and this pot, it has never been centered. So it's actually, it grows like this, slightly tilted, and then over the years, it got a lot straighter, a lot more straight. So once it gets straight, so I'm gonna, besides doing the pruning on top, the cutting down below, I'm gonna do a root prune as well. So probably like this, the roots cuts this much off and this much off. So this gone, this is gone. And for this area, I'm gonna plant it in that pot. I'm gonna plant it in the center. So this piece become a centerpiece now instead of right now it's more on the edge, okay? Also, the potting mix we're gonna use this time is actually moist control potting mix, Miracle Growth, very standard. It has, peat moss, vermiculite, and perlite in it. And then we're going to use some garden soil here. So it's going to be 3-to-1 ratio, roughly. So I already have some prepared over here. Once we put the White Champaca in and then fill it up, I'm going to, actually this container originally was intended for Chinese perfume tree that I ordered. They're supposed to arrive this week, but due to the weather, they say they're going to postpone it to next week. Since they're going to do it next week, I will get another container like this, and then that container is getting really old, so I'm gonna have to throw away. Get another similar container like this for the Chinese perfume tree, and this one we're gonna use it for White Champaca. So, yes, that's fine. So we're gonna mix some, since White Champaca is really like fertilizer, we're gonna mix a lot of slow release fertilizer in there. The slow release that I'm going to use is from, Elena, show the bag. The other way, yes, Osmocote Plus, okay? And that whole bag is an 8-pound. Most time it costs around $34 to $40, and sometimes it can go as high as $48. But sometimes, if you get a good deal, it can go as low as $13. I got it for $13.50. Anyway, we're gonna do this, and remember, what I'm doing today, guys, if you're a beginner and if you bought a plant like this big, don't do it. I'm very comfortable doing that because I know White Champaca pretty well, and I control temperature well in my greenhouse, and also I know it's really healthy and the roots. What we're doing today is going to put very, very high stress on the plants. First of all, it's the weather. It's slowly getting to the spring, so it's going to the little growth mode. If you can see, like right here, you can see the little right there, these are sprouts growing out. So if I cut off here, the bottom one, it will sprout more and more on the bottom side, which is not bad. However, not we are not only doing the pruning on top, we're doing the pruning on the bottom as well, the root pruning. So think of this way, anytime you prune a root or doing something disturbance to the plant roots, they're gonna stress out, cause at least 2-3 weeks to recover. Take some time, and some plants even take longer. So and then the pruning, it's gonna take a lot of time. So in the worst case, I think I have about 10 to 20% killing this plant, which I think it's very marginal and it should be fine. Then using all the rest, the cuttings up there for propagation. Now, will it be 100%? Nope. White Champaca cutting propagations are very, very low chance of surviving. So with the greenhouse, it should be giving it a little bit more chance. So we'll see, go from there. If it works, hey, you know what? If out of a 12 or 13 cuttings, if only 2 works, I'll take it. Even if 1 works, I'll take it. But anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and start. First, I'm going to prune the top, and then I'm gonna take off the white sand, and then go and do the root pruning. And also keep in mind when you do repotting and stuff, that's just another tip on the side. Use potting mix. Use potting mix. Mix some organic, garden soil in there. Do not use 100% topsoil or some kind of a manure or 100% garden soil. It might be good, but the thing is, here's the thing. It's really heavy. Like right now, I remember for this one, I put some sand in there and some other stuff mixed in. So this pot right now, it's very heavy. Earlier, Elena recorded me rolling over here. I did not carry this. This is too heavy. So when you have a potting mix like that, peat moss and perlites and stuff mixed in there, it makes the potting mix a lot lighter and easy to carry the plants. And also, lightweight potting mix does not suffocate and the roots as much as the heavy weight like mud and clays. They'll actually eventually compact together and cause even more harm to the root. And also remember, White Champaca loves acidic mix. That potting mix right there. I did put some coffee, ground coffee that my wife drinks and stuff in there too. So it's all acidic. So I'm predicting after this, if this plant recover after everything we've done, it should grow really, really well. Okay, all right, let's get into it. Okay, so first thing I'm doing is right now, remove the sand from the top. These are the white sand. So we're gonna remove the sand real quick. And since we know how much we're gonna cut this out, we're just gonna clean the sand out first. I'm gonna reuse this sand. These white sands are really, well, let's put it this way, kind of expensive. So as you can see, there are a lot of roots coming out. You see these roots? White Champaca is actually, this one I told you guys many times during the previous videos, it has been really, really pot bounded. So I'm not surprised to find a lot of roots on top too. So after we get the sand out, I'm not gonna get 100% of them out. Just get to a point that's good enough. And then we will start to tilt the pot on the side. Since this one's plastic, it's easier to get it out. But before we do that, we're gonna cut this one off. Once I cut this one off, I'm going to sprinkle it with some water on the side so it doesn't dry up. So now, a couple options. For some of you that if you have a Dewalt or any kind of acylating salt, using this one, it's going through a lot quicker. Or you can just use the traditional salt. It works as well too. So I'm going in this area where we mark. At the same time, it's for better down the road, it's gonna be better. See, Elena, if you want to zoom in, it's very, very clean cut. So after we cut this, I'm gonna sprinkle it some with over here with rainwater, a little bit to keep it moist. Today there's no sunlight, so there's the evaporation issue is gonna be limited. And also we're gonna just put this one, and now you can come out, Elena. So we're gonna leave that there. And now with this top and the bottom, now we're very easy to remove. Now if you wanna go a little bit further, and we're gonna lay this down and we're gonna shake it a little bit. We do that so the roots, if they are stick to the wall, they'll come loose. So after that, since this one's heavy, I'm gonna go slowly nudge it out like that. Oh God, it's heavy. Yeah, I know. Yes, because look at the pot, and look at the White Champaca vein. You can see, not vein, sorry, roots. You can see it's way over pot bounded. Some of the roots died, and the new roots growing on top of it, just constantly competing with each other. And you can see all the potting mix. If you want to go further down, Elena, you see these pebbles. I put it down as initially was for the to cover up the drain hole. But you know what? These roots grow so heavily, it actually grasps onto the pebble and then just corner it. And now the pebble got stuck in there too. You see that? Most time you will see the pebble still down underneath the pot, but this one, it took the pebble too. So it's very, very heavily root bounded. So how are we gonna cut this one down? Cut the roots, prune the roots. We're gonna use a saw instead of a knife. I don't think it will work sometimes because it might work, but the thing with the knife is I don't want to cut into a rock or something, and it's gonna be hard. So just gonna use saw to saw it down. Now I'm not gonna use the oscillating one. I'm just gonna use a very traditional one. So we're gonna cut. If you wanna come stand over here and just film it down, you can see. We're gonna cut this much off and probably that much off on the side, okay? All right, ready?
Mm-hmm. Okay, and I just gotta make it
Okay.
we got it.
All right.
More little
So by here, give me the camera real quick. I'll tell the. So if you look at it closely enough, these are the big trunks connecting it. That's why I have a hard time cutting it. But overall, I think if I keep this trunk, I think it will grow in another White Champaca if I take care of it really well. So we'll see how they do. And this, you can see the big roots right here, all these roots. And over here, that's the one we're gonna plant it inside the pot. You can see the big root right here.
There's more orange stuff.
That big piece right here, that's the initial growth. That's the root trunk. By cutting it, we're creating a huge stress right now. And hopefully it'll be fine. Now, this is the centerpiece we're gonna plant in the pot. So we're gonna remove this much over here as well. All right, Elena, there you go. Yeah, we have to cut more on the side too.
There you go.
Yeah, stop playing with my glove. Okay.
I'm trying to get the orange stuff.
Sure. Okay. All right, so now we're gonna roll over here.
You're gonna cut more?
Yes.
And there's a little crack.
This is called roots. These are big roots. So we're gonna not cutting too much, just gonna cut about this much off right here. Down a little bit more, right here. And as you can see, it's like a cake. Now, if you look at it,
Somebody ate the cake.
so we're gonna cut right here.
Some more. It's like a backwards L.
Okay, and now we might remove a little bit more right here. Or you know what? Our initial plan was like this, right?
Yeah.
So let's keep it that way. And any more pruning, I don't want to damage the plants too much. So let's bring that pot over here and get this one going. Most of the other people, when they do repotting again, they'll probably clean everything off. But for me, I think this is good enough. So I'm gonna just sit this inside. All right, if you wanna go closer, Elena, take a look real quick. So we are making this the centerpiece. So it's center right now. I mean, the top is tilted a little bit, so we can move this one over a little bit if we need to. So gotta fill this up with potting mix and we're good to go, okay? Okay guys, so after putting in the mix, get it to the right position. So White Champaca repotting and pruning, it's complete for this one. It's completed for this one, so we're gonna move to the next phase for this cutting that we'll have left over there. We're gonna cut them into mini cuttings and then we're gonna just stick into the sand to propagate. And now, a couple of things, just look how much of old roots and old potting mix I got out of there. And you can see, if you look closely enough, you can actually see like some of it is black, some is brown, and some of them are sand. So these are many years accumulation that I used. This potting, this White Champaca pots does initially have some sand mixed in there, and some, you can see right here, some of them still here, wood barks in here, and then more sand right here. And you can see the clay pebbles in there as well, the clay round pebbles here and there, and a lot of perlites in there. So would I be able to reuse this? No. Here's a couple things to keep in mind about the root pruning. After you finish root pruning, if you want to do something fun, try to keep these roots around, and sometime they will grow and new shoots out. That's good. Most of the time for me to do the root prunes, I just throw everything away. Sometimes it has bugs and stuff dormant in there. It might come out. So just start with new potting mix and throw the old ones away. And now for especially this one, I think this is the one earlier with the trunk, right? Yeah, with the trunk right here. I don't know if you can see it. So I might keep this one around, see if anything grows out from here. If it does, that's a free cutting, free propagation right here for you. But the others are over there, I'm gonna throw away. And that poor thing right there, I'm gonna cut into many pieces and try to get new growth from them. Hey guys, all done. You see, I put Elena to work, so she's cleaning up that area right there, and Evan over there still trying to avoid the wet spot over there.
Walking directly into it.
Yeah, I know he's not too smart, but anyway, we have he's cleaning the White Champaca leaves over there, so we're all done here. So let me go ahead and give you a tour. All right, let's come into the greenhouse. As you can see, Cymbidiums I repotted last time, so they're still resting, recovering period. And the recovering bed, let them sit there. So White Champaca right here looks a lot different, right? Huge cut. Is it a risky move? It is, but try to keep it under a certain size. It really helps as a gardener. You move the plant back and forth, especially, and also easier on your upkeep too, and looks better. And also when you put it outside, the previously the size I have is too lengthy, and when the wind blows on it summertime, I constantly have to some kind of stake on the side to hold the pots down, and sometimes during the storm it will eventually push over, so it's really a hassle. And after I done that one, I put the rest of the cuttings, branches, into the pot. So I'm going to do a small experiment as well. Experiment within experiment, let's put it that way. As you know, I recently just learned, like, from all these cuttings that I done over there, it's using sand. So sand is supposed to be a good medium for cutting propagation. So as you can see, I put 2 cuttings, White Champaca down there, and the sand. I put a one big one in the white sand, and then one on these 2 on the Miracle Growth potting mix. And the that one is potting soil from Garden Expert, like actual, better than the topsoil. I think with topsoil, it's as like a, just regular dirt you can get anywhere. And some of them are good, some of them are really bad. So it depends on what you get. But for me, I tested out quite a few of them, and one of the local nursery was nice enough to show me how they look like. And so far, after that, I went to Walmart and checked out this Garden Expert Garden, or Garden Expert, whatever. But from my perspective, that one is better. It's a lot of barks in it and a lot of dark material in it, and also I think there's a little manure in there. So it's very healthy and organic kind. So that's a Garden Expert, and then Garden Expert, no, that's not Garden Expert. These 2 are also Miracle Grow potting mix. And this one here, if you remember earlier on the video when I cut down the root ball, that's the root ball that got cut off, and I put some White Champaca cuttings in there. So the experiments for this one is what kind of potting mix with White Champaca propagation likes the best. All right, likes the best. So first we have white sand. Sand's supposed to keep the bacteria out, and it holds on to the water, and at the same time it's very breathable. Now these sands are not as fine as they're breathable. That's a key point. Don't get those really fine sand, it won't work. These 2 right here, these are Miracle Grow potting mix, so they have certain amount of nutrient in there for the root growth. And also all of these I apply root hormone on the bottom. Now Garden Expert might not be a good choice, but I'm going to try it anyway. The reason being is it has manure in it, has bacteria and stuff in it. White Champaca cutting technically does not like any soils and stuff have bacteria in it, unless it's its own native soil. So that's why I put some cuttings on this one. This one, it technically quote its own own nature soil, natural soil. This one right here, you see this trunk right here? It was the original trunk from the White Champaca that I cut out. So it half of these roots and stuff still alive down here. So I put 3 cuttings up here, and then we'll see if it grows better in here, or in the if in a miracle case that trunk start grow, that's even better. Because technically, if we look at the actual facts, that trunk has higher chance growing than everybody else, because that trunk technically is still a live branch and has the roots all over already. So if it's getting enough water and humidity in here and the temperature, I think it has the most higher chance of putting out new branches. So guys, if I were doing any kind of a betting, that's now time to put down your bets. Which one will make it? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 over there, 11 and 12. So, and of course you can bet on the big one too if you think it will fail, but I don't think the big one will fail. But anyway, so if you just on the side, okay, if you look over here, these seeds already germinated over here, so that means the greenhouse is doing really well. And you see sweet olive is doing okay. And this one is cilantro, you see the little sprout coming out. Yeah, so all of these doing well. And greenhouse, it's a big, I should say, must have for any garden lovers if you have the room. And I'm glad I made one, even though it's a smaller in size, but I think still pretty doable, and it's pretty nice to have. And you know, you have, you know, for people who like their garden, you have your own little space. All right, so that's it guys for today. Thank you for watching. I know today it has been a long video, but at the same time we cover a lot of stuff, especially with the White Champaca, if you're interested in this plant. Okay, take care. If you have any question, post the link below. Post the comment below. Take care.